Morning. It's January. I think it's the 15th. It's 6:27 a.m. I know it's 2023, the year of our Lord Jesus Christ, Sunday morning. Good morning. The bass drums are on, but they're quiet. Sitting here smoking a little, just woke up about an hour or two ago. Tried to get out of bed, woke up early throughout the night a few hours times. Got up to go to the bathroom. The apartment's about 68 degrees when I woke up because of the 30-degree air out here. It'll warm up again to about the 50, 60-degree range, sunshine hopefully. But at the moment, I got the heat on to 72 degrees, so I don't have cold air in my bathrobe. I'm sitting here. I don't want to educate too many things to my own stimuli, but I've been watching at this time of the morning because I'm a com. I didn't know I was going to have a camera on, but I thought I'd say something or start posting or say something. I was watching I do a 5 o'clock time slot. I've been waking up and streaming on Facebook, and then I went and moved to Twitter. This is for Twitter. I'm going to be trying to do the Twitter space show, but this will be in lieu of it instead of live broadcast Twitter for 5 o'clock. Before 7 o'clock a.m. I generally wake up and just start talking and sharing my personality in my apartment while I have a recollection to do something. I'm trying to just say what I was doing was watching television, and it was better than talking into the camera on my television monitor at the moment. I should have had the camera not sync the same device that I was using to broadcast the YouTube stream. I shouldn't sync it to the television in this occasion because I wanted to watch the second episode of Star Trek, the original series on Pluto.com, internet television broadcast channel, which was watching the Dagger of Your Mind, the Dagger of the Mind episode of the Star Trek first season series episode of Star Trek with James T. Kirk and Mr. Spock and DeForest Kelly, and Leonard Nimoy, all the guys and ladies, and the beautiful women when they were young actresses in the 60s, when they were the like in this one, Dagger of the Mind episode, Star Trek season 1. Captain Kirk is introduced to the internet basically under a mind control machine that they go to this occasion where the old doctor wearing a white dove in his hand and sunshine patch on his light blue outfit, basically his scrubs, basically to indicate his organization as the benevolent society that the psychologist from the ship who knew Captain Kirk from the Christmas party the year before, and they went and they got together and they were supposed to be a discreet. They're forced to work together, and then they find out. They go to the doctor where he puts Kirk under the scrutiny of being mind controlled under a flashing, pulsating ring with a center lens light over his head in a dentist chair, tied down. No, voluntarily hypnotized in his power of suggestion with the flashing white light pulsating ring like the camera lens of your cell phone. And it's from the Star Trek episode, season 1, Dagger of the Mind. Captain Kirk becomes entranced with the psychologist. Then the doctor gets the full force of the machine when the power goes off, and Spock has to beam aboard to go save Kirk, who's kissing the psychologist because he wanted to at the end during a gunfight with the phasers, escaping. And I'm on my own again. I just can't wait to get on the road again, making music with my friend. I can't wait to get on the road again. Now, If I hold the camera like this and just stare into the sky, this is literally what I'm doing. Ain't that cool? I'm on this leather couch with a broken neck, and what I ended up finding out in the past few days, it's the same thing that happened to me last April when I passed out for about 3 months and nobody called me and checked on me. Is I go back into the pillow like I'm going back to bed and I start falling asleep hard into the pillow, right? You get heavy when you're falling asleep, which I do often with my eyes open, smoking pot, waiting to get up off the couch to do something else, right? I always do that to myself. I clock the day on my pain. Now, I did my 5 o'clock high blood pressure pill regime at about 5:30, 6 o'clock range. It's a good thing I didn't double dose the blood pressure pill, think it was a macaroni. Anyway, the long story short is this is cool to look into the cell phone. I'm stoned a little bit just to be infatuated to take the time to do it. But I got the stand over my chest right now, sticking in my sternum right now from a tripod, little foam covered thing from the dollar store that bends. It's like a snake cable, kind of you could bend it and it'll hold its position on the 3 legs. I glued them on there because they broke off at least once before. It doesn't swivel anymore half as much. It just bends and it's fixed where the tripod is because it's not exactly centered to balance the phone, which is important to remember when I work, that I'm dropping everything all the time because I don't have any money to do anything the right way. I'm using what I got. Some of the sentences I wanted to think about before I got up, and I'm trying real hard not to get up and scare myself or anybody else to have to run to the toilet immediately and go to the bathroom this early in the morning at my age. Or, and the idea is to be safe, eat your fiber, drink your coffee, smoke your pot, and talk about drums no matter what time of the day it is. And my mind meld is going to be brainwashed into the Star Trek Enterprise that I can't leave the 1990s cubicle, that I'm stuck with no clothes in my dresser in an apartment that has little mite bugs in it, and I got to wonder. But I play drums. Now, I was telling myself before I got out of bed, don't get hornier than you can handle because it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt me more than it's going to hurt you, I told myself. And you know what I said? Damn it, Janet, you're right. And I said, Rocky Horror never knows the picture shows of one's windmills of the mind, let alone the heart seasons of, oh my God, I'm heartily sorry. I'm heartily sorry for having offended you is no joke. When you have a stabbing chest pain and your palpitations and you're walking around and you can't tell what part of the wet bed you're waking up from, and you're standing in it in the middle of a lay down prone position forever, gazing eternal. You gaze eternal into the wind of the darkness, of the hotness, of the traffic coming through the window blind that the headlights are shining right by the symbol. Do you see it in the low center? I do. And then I go into my dream. You gotta hear the orchestra. You hear the orchestra? It's a day in the life. Lovely Rita maid. The time is 6:35 a.m. And I was watching Star Trek on Pluto.com internet channel television using my cell phone from the government as a hotspot data network connection. And I watched the Dagger of the Mind and became entranced with the fact that I woke up in the sense of purpose over the few hours it took me to incrementally wake myself into a semi-conscious comatose semi-conscious state. My hands are dripping. My breath is choppy. I watched the telly. I woke up sweating. I'm porous. It's moist. I'm waking up pouring like a river out of my hands. I cannot tell you why I'm talking like this. It's just going to happen. The bead is on the wall of his arm. Can he do it? Can he catch the bead as it falls in the right sense? Looking at the camera, looking at the television, feeling the bead. I did it! I did it. I'm not fooling around, man. I'm drying up and I'm dying in front of everybody, and it's fun as long as I can pour my water out of my hands. So help me God. If I could follow that bead while it's dripping fast enough to find it on the television, I could do a live news broadcast. I cannot do it. I will follow the bead. It's way down here now, but I can't catch it in the light. Oh, it's pouring out of my hands. You want me to get up and do it? I'll do it. It's these little shitty cell phones. I'm using the camera and I'm using the television sync. And my name's Austin Santalella, and I'm just going to be here melting for you. Stop the world and melt with you. I will stop the world and melt with you. I lost a lot of weight. I don't eat very often anymore. I stand around and melt for you. I thought to myself, if I ever did really have to get an IV bag, put me in an EMT car and taken away like the Star Trek, the space shuttle, and everybody else wanted to pretend they were working on Earth with me again. And they're stabbing me in the stomach with blood thinners and I can't communicate to you what I'm doing. I wanted you to know, drink Nido. It's good for you. It's fortified powdered milk. It's good for you after 50. All right, anyway, that's my hand. And it has a lot of uses, but right now it's kind of like just like, where'd it go? It's in my ear. Where'd it go? Do you hear me? Do you care what our words for? Do you hear me? What our words for? Do you care what our words for? Do you hear me? What our words for? Do you care what our words for? I have a child. What are you here for? I love you. Now get your ass home. I love you. Tyler Rancher says, I'm trying to follow the sweat. Follow the sweat, man. It's beaded. See that? I cry everything when it's time for me to wake up and smell the coffee. If I don't find myself a marriage partner or a family finding me to be humane quality, to be the man of the parlor for the United States global intelligence and the United States entertainment industry, that I know I can't be here for nobody anymore for nobody's reasons, then I'm on my own in the world, and the world's gonna have to accept that. Pete Pumpkin says so. I just live here. Austin Santalella, humane, United States citizen, United Nations on Google and Meta. And thank you. I really appreciate being alive, and it's a good morning. I'm not here to be here for nothing. Show me the way to go home, and we'll work together. Turn on the lights. The party's just begun. Today is the day the Lord has made. Let us be glad and rejoice in it. Get up and wake up. The heat is on. The heat is boom, 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 boom. You were born in the city. You were born in the city. You were born imagine me playing the bass drums loud with the lights connected to the bass drum pedal so I could control the lights. Bum, 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 bum. I could just hit the button on the fucking pedal and just fucking in the drumstick tips and start playing lights in the house too. Sync them up. Ding dong, dingy dong. I gotta go to Asia on the internet and you will watch it on the way home from the zoo. Ah! I can't wait to do this shit where my whole body's connected to the juggler. All right, I love bacon. Dracula, frickin'. All right, anyway, if Dracula fricked, what would it look like in digital broadcast system? It would look Austin Santalella-esque. It should have been a Jones Austin Street. Thank you very much. Everything I do, I did it for you, and then I chewed it up. And then I wanted to know why I'm not home yet. But the whole thing is being alive in Florida has taught me a lot of things about relocation services and the matter of fact that I really am old. I got old. All right. If I don't get younger, well, then I'm dead without pay. And then if I don't find people, it's just that much more where I got to walk away from everybody standing against the world, looking at the camera from this side alone. No different than anybody else's bullshit after your half a life found out that COVID and everybody else decided to kind of terminate your privilege to have an identity and a history, okay? If you got your history wiped out, or you're not living where you thought you should be, or you voted for somebody who didn't win, why don't you think about something that might work out of your own basement, basically, from the time you were a kid? Recognize that you should have been doing your one thing only, the better way with people who could do an enhancement to that one thing only, like the left and right hand cracking an egg and frying it and eating it on a dish that doesn't have to claim it's everything all the time for every reason, or else they're kicked off of Facebook and not allowed to log in like me. Okay, I like you. Goodbye. It's insane. When I just play the drums, it's because I need to move around, and I'm not allowed to do that in my apartment right now because it's not up to privacy and codes for my will of the life I need to do.